Imagine tossing your scissors and comb aside and never cutting your hair again. No trims, no haircuts, ever. Would you end up like Rapunzel, with a braid long enough to climb? Or like cousin It from the Addams Family, hidden behind a curtain of hair? It's a fascinating thought. In reality, what happens when you never cut your hair is a mix of biology, patience, and a lot of shampoo. Let's unravel this hairy scenario and see what really happens over months, years, and decades. Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. First, your hair won't grow forever like a magic beanstalk. Every strand on your head grows from a follicle and follows a life cycle. A growing phase, a short transition phase, and a resting and shedding phase. During the growing phase, hair grows about 1.2 centimeters per month. But this phase doesn't last forever. For most people, the growing phase lasts between 2 and 7 years. After that, the strand stops growing, falls out, and a new hair replaces it. Each hair has a genetic timer. Once that timer runs out, growth ends. Because of this cycle, your hair has a maximum length it can reach, even if you never cut it. Think of it like a conveyor belt that resets every few years. For most people, that maximum length is somewhere around 2 to 3 feet. Some people are genetically lucky and have longer growth cycles. Their hair can grow longer than average. In extremely rare cases, hair can grow extraordinarily long. The longest recorded head hair ever reached over 18 feet. But that's an extreme outlier. For most of us, infinite hair growth is a myth. Your hair will reach a plateau based on your genetics, and then it stops getting longer. Now comes the second big factor: breakage. Even if your hair can grow very long, that doesn't mean it will. The ends of your hair are the oldest part, and they've survived years of washing, brushing, sun, and friction. Over time, those ends weaken. They split, they fray, and eventually they break. So while your hair is still growing from the scalp, the length might not increase because the ends are breaking off at the same rate. This is why many people feel like their hair stops growing. It hasn't stopped. It's just breaking as fast as it grows. Without trimming, those split ends keep traveling upward. Your hair can look thin, dry, and uneven at the bottom. Instead of a fairy tale braid, you get wispy, fragile ends. Long hair also means more maintenance. A lot more. Keeping very long hair healthy requires gentle washing, deep conditioning, and avoiding heat and harsh treatments as much as possible. Detangling becomes a daily task. Wide-tooth combs and patience become your best friends. Any damage you cause stays with the hair for years, because you're never cutting it off. If hair isn't brushed or cared for properly, it can begin to mat on its own. In extreme cases, hair can turn into one solid, tangled mass that can't be combed out. At that point, cutting is the only solution. Even with good care, hygiene becomes a challenge. Long hair collects sweat, dirt, and odors more easily. Washing takes longer. Drying can take hours or even a full day. There are people with extremely long hair who use multiple bottles of shampoo and need days just for their hair to dry completely. So no, skipping haircuts doesn't mean skipping effort. It usually means more effort. There's also the weight. Hair might not seem heavy, but when you have a lot of it, the weight adds up. But weight isn't just physical. Long hair also changes how people treat you. When hair becomes unusually long, it stops being just hair. It becomes a statement, whether you want it to or not. Strangers comment on it. Some admire it. Some stare. Some assume things about your personality, your beliefs, or your lifestyle. People might think you're rebellious, spiritual, eccentric, or obsessed with appearance, even though all you did was not cut your hair. Over time, your hair can quietly shape your identity. You stop seeing it as something you have and start seeing it as something you carry. And that psychological weight matters. Because once your hair becomes part of how people recognize you, cutting it no longer feels like a simple decision. It feels like losing a piece of yourself. This is why many people who grow very long hair keep it for years, even when it becomes uncomfortable or difficult to manage. At some point, the question stops being, "Can I keep growing it?" and becomes, "Who am I without it?" Very long hair can strain the neck and cause headaches. Wearing it tied up for too long can become painful. In some cases, constant pulling can even cause hair loss around the hairline. Ironically, growing massive hair can eventually make some of it fall out. Nature's way of reducing the load. Then there are the everyday problems. Hair getting caught indoors, sitting on it by accident, hair ending up in food, drains, and everywhere you go. Cooking becomes risky. Outdoor activities require planning. Even sleeping comfortably takes adjustment. In the first year of no haircuts, nothing dramatic happens. Your hair just grows longer and messier at the ends. After 2 or 3 years, you're firmly in long hair territory. By this point, different hairs are at different stages of growth, so not every strand is the same length. After 5 years, many people approach their genetic maximum length. Growth slows. Breakage increases. Hair often needs protective styles just to stay manageable. After 10 years, almost all the hair you started with is gone, replaced by newer strands cycling through growth and shedding. Your hair may look very long, but it's constantly renewing itself. Over decades, your hair reaches a steady state. It doesn't keep getting longer forever. In fact, as people age, hair often grows more slowly and becomes thinner, making extreme length harder to maintain. Some people choose never to cut their hair for cultural or spiritual reasons. For them, hair becomes part of their identity. It's possible, but it comes with trade-offs. In the end, if you never cut your hair, this is what happens. It grows longer, but only up to a limit. It becomes more fragile over time. It requires serious care to stay healthy. You won't become a mythical figure with endless hair. You'll discover the very real limits of human biology. And sometimes, a small trim is actually what keeps hair looking its best. Removing damaged ends can help the rest grow stronger. So yes, you can stop cutting your hair and see how long it gets. Just know what you're signing up for. You might gain impressive length, but you'll also gain a new hobby: managing it. And let's be honest, even Rapunzel probably had split ends. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this curious deep dive, subscribe for more. And now I want to ask you, what other everyday thing should we question next?